I don't need to. I'll just give the TLDR version. Khalil Herbert, I've always thought he was a really fun rusher. Like he was super efficient at Virginia Tech. So way back in the day, I was like, take him in the 4th round. He could win the backup job from Damian Williams. Why not? And then he got in there. He was like legitimately pretty interesting as a rookie. He became really, really interesting in second year. Like a lot of his efficiency stuff was near the top of the NFL. And at this point, I kind of came into the offseason and I was like, what do we know about Khalil Herbert? We know that on somewhere between 125 to 150 touches, he can be one of the most efficient runners anywhere. He's like now demonstrated that for 4 consecutive seasons, dating back to college. We also know that he's probably never going to be much of a pass catcher. He's constantly struggled in pass protection. He's never posted very impressive pass catching stats at any point. Big thing we don't know is like, can he scale up his rushing ability from that 125 to 150 carry zone to the 225 to 250 carry zone? And we still definitely don't know that. But some encouraging things is that like coming into this, it was like, this is an ambiguous backfield. And I still think it's an ambiguous backfield season long, but it doesn't look like it's ambiguous for week 1. Like Khalil Herbert played every snap of the starters first preseason game and then rested the second preseason game. So Foreman was playing as the clear number 2 and Roschon is currently the 4. I'm sure he'll work his way up the depth chart as the season goes along. But it seems like plan is week 1, Khalil Herbert's the guy, at least on early downs, but he was playing passing downs in the preseason too, and he housed like a 54-yard screen pass, which probably might get him to the more passing downs. And I guess my take on Herbert is like the biggest obstacle for a guy like him was ever getting to this point where someone's ever like, this is your backfield, dude. Have at it. Like that just doesn't usually happen for day 3 undersized picks. So the fact that we're here, like I think based on what we've seen from him so far, I don't think he's going to get this opportunity and blow it. I think he's going to be really good, at least as a runner. Don't know about as a pass catcher. And I'm excited for it. So I always viewed him like most of this offseason as a priority in best ball, but as a guy in managed formats and especially Dynasty where I was just pretty hands off. But now I'm a little bit more interested. Like if I'm now buying a somewhat more assured early down role, with the chance of maybe adding pass catching to that, that's a lot more interesting than before where I was like, he might get the early down roll and he definitely won't get the pass catching.
So I have a question for you. AJ Dillon or Khalil Herbert in Dynasty?
I think I would take Khalil Herbert because I have more faith in his talent.
Hold on. I just want to make sure that you are aware that AJ Dillon actually has standalone value.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you finish your take, in case you want to backtrack.
Yeah, I think I would take Herbert because I have more confidence in the player. Like, I think Dillon's fine, but I think Herbert might actually be really good. He might not be. Like, I know he's really good at a thing. I still have no idea if he's good at like enough things to do it as a legit starter. But Herbert can just like go out and just be the guy, whereas Dillon still like needs an Aaron Jones injury or like age-related crash. And so really all you're getting with Dillon, I think, is like draft capital pedigree. But at this point, I think Herbert's just going to keep himself in the NFL for a while with his play. And he can just be the guy. Like it seems like an easier ask where week 1 happens and Khalil Herbert plays 75% of the snaps. And you're just like, oh, he's already the dude. Like we don't need to just wait around for an injury to happen.
I find it offensive that you say the only thing that AJ Dillon offers is draft capital because there's also standalone value. It's well established. And I think you need to lean into that a little more when you're doing any type of analysis regarding AJ Dillon, is the standalone value that he provides. And okay, I got one more for you. And this is interesting to me because I think I'm fairly like slam dunking this one, but Tank Bixby or Khalil Herbert in Dynasty?
Yeah, that is an interesting one. I think that I would take Tank just from like a market perspective. Like, I think without the pass catching side, which is really just hopium. Like I don't think there's actually any evidence to suggest that Khalil Herbert can add anything in the pass game, or even that he should be playing those snaps. That he's probably never going to be worth a first, and he's probably never going to score more than like 15 points per game. So there's a glass ceiling on that type of player. Whereas with, I think, Bixby, I mean, I still think the most likely thing is that he's just like a backup for the duration of his rookie contract, and we get to play him sometimes when Travis Etienne gets hurt. Like I am a Travis Etienne bull. But I do have confidence in the player, and the market just fucking loves this guy. Like, you look at how he's screaming up the boards in best ball right now, like, and how many people are willing to say that he's already better than Travis Etienne, which is insane, by the way. He's like not. Like, he's just not. He was never nearly as good of a prospect. He's now seen Travis Etienne be really good in the NFL. It's like fucking bonkers that people say that. And I say that as a person who really likes Tank Bixby, but it's actually insane. And like, it's so out of touch with reality that it drives me nuts. And it makes me almost dislike a player I really do like, whose name is Tank. And that upsets me. Anyway, that's mini rant over. With all that being said, the market is so frothy for Tank Bixby that it's way easier to picture him like being worth a first. Like, and there's so many different avenues to it. Like, Travis Etienne could just get hurt, and people, like, let's say he gets hurt and it's like a significant injury, like he gets like a high ankle sprain, and it looks like it's going to be Tank Bixby's backfield for 4 to 6 weeks. First of all, it's going to be Tank Bixby's backfield. Like we just saw in the preseason game, he already was playing 27 out of 33 snaps, and he's a rookie. So that was with Etienne sitting. So I think he's just going to be the guy if Etienne gets hurt. That's exciting. He's the guy on the Jaguars. That's really exciting. And people would be like, yeah, he's just going to get it. He's never going to look back. He's going to take the job. I'll give you my 25 first. So that's exciting. And I also think he has like a lot of potential to get that kind of AJ Dillon treatment where people are going to be pushing Travis Etienne out the door, even if there's no actual evidence of it happening. People are going to see Tank Bixby probably post really good advanced stats. He's a pretty good player who's going to be used pretty sparingly in a really good offense. So I think he's going to have some like artificially boosted stats on top of being probably good. And people are going to look at that. We're going to be like, next year he's taking over the backfield. And then the year after that's going to be like, it's Travis Etienne's last year. He's going to leave in free agency. It's going to be Tank Bixby's backfield. Like, you're just going to get, I think, a lot of Tank momentum so he's just going to be kind of locked in, I think, at that mid-second value with only room to go up for the next 2 years, where he's just going to be really insulated in a way that Herbert is.